I was once asked, what legacy do you want to leave behind as a filmmaker? And I think the best thing that could come of what I do is that someone else could see it and be inspired to do the same thing. Even if you never make $1 million on a movie, the fact that you've inspired somebody to do something they never thought they could do makes it all worth it in the end. Looking back, no one in my family, to my knowledge, had any kind of an artistic slant, with the exception of my older sister, who liked to draw, and she was very good at it, I remember. But I don't think I inherited my passion for filmmaking from anyone that I know I'm related to. It really is an odd career choice, and most people think, well, they must have grown up with photographers or writers or whatever, but that simply wasn't the case. So maybe a super distant relative had some kind of an interest, and that gene passed its way down, but you know, it's still puzzling to me. I don't know the answer to that. People ask me, how do you get interested in this? What drives a person to want to pursue a career in filmmaking and media and such? And I can, you know, honestly, as odd as it sounds, pinpoint it to the exact moment. I was probably 5 or 6 years old, and I was watching TV on a Saturday, and a Godzilla movie came on, Godzilla versus the Thing. And I remember just being fascinated by this whole process. Just what I was watching just totally enthralled me. And I remember thinking, this is what I want to do. That was the defining moment. Something in that cinema, the fantastic, triggered something in my brain. And from that day forward, it was and has been a lifelong pursuit to immerse myself in filmmaking, as well as my twin brother. We were a team, and we shared the same interests. And it really was that seed. And from there, we would read books on filmmaking. We would write scripts. We found my dad's old 8mm movie camera, and without his knowledge, we'd shoot off rolls of film. And then we bought our own camera, film. This was back when there was no video, so shot our own short films and shot films with sound, and then went outside at night and lighted it. So it was this progressive challenge that we would put before us to just up the next level every time we shot a film.
I started working with Mark probably back in 2002 when it was Mark and John. Started off in a couple films where I was killed off quickly, so I didn't have to put a lot of time into it. Black Mass was the first really big commitment that I did with them, so that, I guess, tests your capability of working together. It was the first time, even though all the characters in Black Mass we all worked in the same films previously, we never met each other. It's just a lot of dedication and commitment to everybody chipping in. And that's what Mark and John always brought to the sets, and Mark still does. You know, you kind of feel like you're part of everything. So it's a commitment to the whole project. Mark is very organized. He knows what he wants ahead of time, and I think that comes from many years of doing it, starting out in film, and then, you know, you've got to be more geared to knowing what you want ahead of time so that you don't waste a lot of time. Mark is very precise, and he knows and he gives you good direction, but allows you to participate. I think that's a big thing, especially when you're working in low-budget films. You know, everybody needs to feel like they're there for more than just saying a few lines and continuing on. I think he lets everybody participate in the film.
Right now, as we speak, I think I've produced, written, and/or directed and edited 41 of my own films, and have been involved in numerous projects from people all over the United States, from Hollywood, California to New York City.